All right, we're gonna try this again, everyone. Attempt number, I don't know, 7, 8. Gosh, I know nothing. So I pause a lot to gather my thoughts. This is kind of fun, actually. Gotta wake up those tired eyes. Hey, no. Hey, no. I think I'm having a relapse. It doesn't feel natural yet. It feels weird. It feels weird. Welcome to my channel. I haven't even started my channel yet. What am I welcoming people to? What do you think, Monster? Not helpful. Okay. Maybe I should take some brain pills, some like focus pills or something. I don't know. I'm bad at speaking. Anyway, so welcome to my channel. My name is Phil, and this is my very first video. So as the title says, this is going to be a reaction channel where I watch the things that I haven't seen for the very first time, based off of my interests, as well as things you guys might want me to react to. So I don't have like a specific niche in mind. You know how some people dedicate channels to like Star Wars content or, you know, specifically anime. Since I'm just starting out, I'm just kind of going with the flow and gonna be watching things that are already in my queue that I just haven't got around to watching. And then as, you know, time goes by, I'll start getting suggestions from you guys. But as of right now, I'm just kind of taking it slow, you know, dipping my toes into the whole YouTube world and seeing how it goes. Yeah, with that being said, I am brand new to YouTube. I'm brand new to the whole recording, talking to a camera. It's still a little weird for me, so forgive me if I seem a little awkward or if my eyes are moving around. It's just, like I said, it's something I'm gonna have to get used to, but I'm here for it. I'm committed to it, and we're gonna do this. So let's talk a little bit about what type of things I will be reacting to. So it's primarily going to be TV shows and movies. I might also do reviews, maybe some gameplay, but that's going to be a little farther down the line. Right now I'm just taking it slow and just watching shows here and there and seeing how it goes, seeing how you guys like it, and if it develops into something bigger where I could start doing more things, then great. But for now, we're gonna start simple. You know, we're not gonna overwhelm myself when I'm already still trying to learn so much. So be patient. I will be getting better at this. And yeah, so let me just talk a little bit about the type of stuff I do like to watch, like genres and whatnot. So that way it'll give you guys a better idea of suggestions that I might not have seen based off of my personal interests. I like a lot of sci-fi. That sci-fi is probably one of my top favorite genres. Fantasy as well. Not as much as sci-fi, but pretty close. My problem with sci-fi, it's not like a problem, but the issue... Wait, did I say sci-fi? Fantasy, sorry. The problem I have with fantasy is a lot of it, like, let's give Lord of the Rings as an example. I've seen the movies, love them. I've not read the books, but there's so much lore that is in those stories, especially if you're pulling from the source material. And it could just be, you know, that kind of content that has like a ridiculous amount of lore and information. It's a lot for me to take in and process, so I typically don't delve too far into the fantasy genre because I feel like I'd be doing it a discredit if I'm not really dedicating myself to like learning all there is to know about whatever world we're talking about. But the genre itself I love fantasy, I love magic, I love all that good stuff. So yeah, sci-fi, fantasy, those are probably the top genres I enjoy. I love a good action movie. Oh, why did I forget this? Superheroes. I love superheroes. The MCU, love it. Seen almost almost all of the stuff. There's a few movies and shows I might have not seen yet, but hey, maybe I could watch those that I haven't seen on the channel. So that kind of gives you an idea of kind of where my interests lie. But honestly, I like, if it's a good story, then I'll give it a try. It doesn't have to be within those categories. It could be drama, it could be, you know, crime, you know, anything really. But to start off, I do have a list of stuff that I do want to record reactions to, and I'm actually doing some recordings right now just to have on backup for when I'm ready to post videos. Like right now, I'm actually watching and recording reactions to Gurren Lagann, the anime. It's one that I've been wanting to watch for a while, and I finally decided to just start watching it and recording it. So keep your eyes out for that. That'll probably be the first reaction videos I put out, just because I've already made some recordings. I still have to edit them for YouTube, which, as far as editing goes, I kind of got the grasp of the basics, enough to, you know, cut and chop stuff out, you know, blur things, very basic stuff. But over time, I'll, you know, develop my editing skills a little better and be able to be more efficient at it. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I don't know if I have anything else to say about what my plans are for the channel. Let me talk a little bit about my setup, actually. So as you can see, I'm using a green screen chroma key. You know, it's not perfect. A little bit about what I have to work with. I'm recording in my garage. It's literally the only place I have to record. And the problem with that is it doesn't have its own lighting in here. So all the lights come from like ring lights or cheap LED panel lights I got on Amazon. And the reason why I'm using the green screen is because, I mean, I'm in a garage. It's a messy garage with boxes and stuff cluttered everywhere. And it's, you know, I feel like just having a plain old background, utilizing the chroma key is a better option for me right now until I figure something else out. So actually, let me show you what I'm working with here. I'm going to bring up my secondary camera here. Give me a second. There we go. So now you can see, without the chroma key, my workspace. So very cluttered. Even my green screen's all janky, you know, just draped it up. Like I said, I'm just starting out, so I'm using what I have. My dad was nice enough to help me get the laptop that I'm using, my microphone, and the webcams I'm using I just got on Amazon. So, you know, not super professional. Over time I'll get some better equipment, but for now this is what I'm working with. But this is actually, what you're seeing now is actually the first webcam I got when I decided I wanted to do this. And it's not horrible, but it's not as, I mean, it's not as good as this, because see how much vibrant the colors are. And it's got about the same frame rate. I think it's both 60 FPS, but the clarity and the colors are much better in this one. Plus, this one, it just has such a big wide angle, and there's no zoom feature, and there's no autofocus either. So I have to manually twist the lens, and it's just stuck at what it is. You know, it's going to be the same here as it is up close. Whereas this camera here actually has a really good autofocus. The only downside is sometimes it misses with the chroma key. But here, let me show you an example here. This is just a little magnetic cover for it. See how it's all nice and focused in? As soon as I move it away, it snaps back right to me. Very quickly too. It's very nice. So yeah, I definitely feel this one is an upgrade to this one. So anyway, let's get rid of that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm working with. So hopefully as time goes by, I'm able to make things look a little nicer. I'd like to actually utilize the actually have a background instead of using a green screen, unless it's for purposes where, you know, green screen is going to be the best option. Like if I do any gameplay footage, you know, I'll just have the game footage be in the background here on the green screen. But for just recording videos or reactions, I'd actually prefer not to have it. I'd like to have a nice background setup, but as you can see, that's not a possibility at the moment. Maybe I'll get like a solid white. I actually have a... All right, sorry about that. I accidentally knocked one of my lights over. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was saying I have this really big, sorry, I'm looking at my computer, my computer screen and not the camera. My bad. I have this really big white projector screen from when I was using a projector a while ago that I might just put behind me just to make it a solid white background, and then maybe I could put some stuff in it to make it look nicer. I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions based off of my current setup, let me know. Just keep in mind the equipment I'm using is not top of the line. Like I said, I'm using a webcam, not an actual professional camera or anything like that. But you know, we do what we do with what we have, right? Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. But I feel like what I have so far for just starting off is not too bad. You know, at least it's nice and even, except for when, you know, the autofocus is messing with it. I guess I just have to stay completely still. And, you know, it's not perfect either. You know, you can still see the green in my beard. But that also has to do with just the poor lighting I have in here. Even with all the lights, there's just no sources of natural light coming into this garage. Anyway, I think I said everything I wanted to... Excuse me, everything I wanted to say. So I'm just looking over my notes here. Did I mention my goals for the channel? I can't remember. Well, if not, let me just put it in here and just cut it out if I did mention it previously when I'm reviewing this footage. And again, I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera. Like I said, it's gonna take a while to get used to. But, you know, I'll get there. Yeah, so my goals or intentions for this channel is to... No, I think I did, because I mentioned it's just going to be a hobby, right? So yeah, this is just going to be a hobby to start off with, and if it grows into something bigger, then great. You know, I'm all for it. But for the time being, I'm just going to take it slow and enjoy my journey, and I hope you guys follow me along with this journey. You know, mark this day, the very first video that Silly Philly Billy put out. Silly Philly Billy is, I think that's what I have set as my channel name. That's just a nickname. Actually, let's see here, in middle school, people started calling me Philly Billy. I don't know, just one of those nicknames that stuck with some people. And then my girlfriend's daughter calls me Silly Philly, so I figured I'd just combine it, Silly Philly Billy. And then maybe, you know, some people give their followers a name. What about the Philly Goats, right? Silly Philly Billy. Billy Goats, also referring to you guys as the GOAT, greatest of all time. Play on words. I don't know. It's a bit cheesy. It's a work in progress, but let me know what y'all think. Anyway, it feels kind of weird to say like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. So, I mean, if you want to, you know what to do. Eventually, I'll have more of a set structure to my videos as far as introduction and that whole thing of, you know, like, comment, subscribe. It just feels so weird, you know. I'm sure it did for a lot of you guys in the beginning of your YouTube journey. But hey, you know, any advice you guys got for me, let me know in the comments below, and I will take that to heart, and hopefully I could over time improve the quality of my videos. And yeah, until next time, we will see you later. Have a good day.